every time I bring on a new client and they tell me I want the quickest results possible, I always follow this exact strategy. You're already managing products, emails, fulfillments, and then you're told you need to write long form content, build backlinks, optimize your core web vital scores, run technical audits, and fix internal linking issues. It's exhausting. And worse, it's not even moving your rankings half the time. You're stuck doing all the right things, but nothing's moving the needle. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my SEO minimalist strategy. An SEO strategy that focuses only on things that move the needle forward. No fluff, no endless checklists. Just high impact actions that get results. So first things first, we're going to focus on the 80-20 principle to on-page SEO for commercial pages. We're going to focus on commercial pages, the things that make us money. So first of all, you're going to decide on a target keyword. So let's just say you sell courses, and I'm using that as an example because I'm currently working with a course client. And let's just say you're currently selling Spanish courses. Well, decide on a keyword. Are you selling Spanish courses online? Is it for beginners? Well, guess what? You're probably going to want to target online Spanish course for beginners. So decide on a keyword and make it specific. Then we're going to look at the actual intent. So I typed in Spanish course and guess what shows up? Spanish for fun in Burton. So it's more for local intent. Spanish beginners 1, South Staffordshire College. That's the college I used to go to. I bloody hated it. Regardless. And then we've got courses at the bottom and they managed to add this via schema. So we're seeing the right intent over here. When you type this in, it's more for commercial query where people can jump in and buy a course. Then the keyword placement. So let's just say you're targeting the keyword ice baths. Well, ice baths right here is in the meta title, and if you didn't know, the blue title is the meta title, and you want your keyword in there, it'll have a big impact. And then you want your keyword in the H1 title. So I just used the Easy SEO extension here, highlighted the titles, and this says H1. If you go to other subheadings, it'll say H2, and you want your keyword in the H1 tag. So I typed in ice baths here, use the SEO extension, Easy SEO extension. As you can see, this is the H1 tag, and if you click on highlight subheadings, it'll highlight it for you. As you can see, right here. And we're going to focus on our commercial pages first. So your service pages or your course pages, product pages, category pages, blog posts that make you money, whatever drives the revenue, focus on those first and then move on. Next up is the internal linking strategy. So we're going to go for the quickest links first. So the footer menu, top menu, blog sidebar, and the HTML sitemap. So I absolutely love the footer menu. So the footer is the very bottom here. And all you're going to do is pick 5 commercial pages you want to rank. So let's just say service pages or category pages. And you're just going to add 5 of them here. So we can see ice baths. If you were an ice bath company, you can add it there. Ice bath accessories, etc. Add it there. As well as the top menu here. You can also add your ice bath pages. And then your blog sidebar. If you've got a blog on the sidebar, you can link to other blog posts, your most profitable blog posts. And then you're going to use the HTML sitemap. And if you're on WordPress or Shopify, you can very easily download an app, an extension, or a plugin to create a HTML sitemap and just add it to your footer. Then we've got the high relevance links. So we're going to use this right here. So this is a search operator. Well, essentially all you're going to do is take your domain plus your blog. So typed in the domain, site : then your domain / blog. And let's say your target keyword is ice baths. If you had a blog, what would happen is the most relevant blogs to ice baths would appear. And basically you will link from those blogs to your category page or to your service page. And then from your products, you can link to your collection pages. And from your collection pages, you can link to other sub collection pages. And the most powerful types of links is first of all the homepage, because the homepage receives the most links internally and externally, typically speaking. So literally you can do what they've done and they've linked to their products, to their commercial pages via their homepage. Now if we use my dummy search console here and we click on links, basically you're going to look at the external links and the internal links. These will be the top pages sorted by internal and external links. And basically you're going to get a link from these pages to your commercial pages, to the pages you want to rank, and of course make sure they're relevant. So you're going to see things like the privacy policy, about us page. Skip those and only do the ones that are relevant. And then we're going to move on to the signal beacon post. We're going to create a post so good and so topically relevant that it's going to serve as a beacon for Google. So essentially the way to think of it, you're in the dark here, you're surrounded by just darkness, and the specific blog post we're going to create here is going to be a beacon. You're essentially putting your hand up and telling Google, hey, my website is all about X topic, so rank me and lots of other pages for this particular topic. And what you're going to do for this is essentially identify entities and semantic keywords. So entities are contextual elements like locations, people, objects, or concepts to help Google what your content is about. Now, we don't know exactly what Google considers an entity, but if you take a look at this research paper here, there's over 160 entities, I believe, and you can use this to get a better idea to understand what Google considers an entity. So we've got Tobey Maguire here, and if we type in Tobey Maguire into Google, well, guess what? Google associates him to Spider-Man, to movies, to TV shows. And if we type in Spider-Man here, guess who we see? Tobey Maguire. So Google considers these very relevant to each other. And then the keywords are just specific terms or phrases people use to search. So for example, Shutters Bolton would be a keyword. So how do you actually identify these entities? Well, there are lots of different ways to get entities, but my favorite one is using Wikipedia. You see, what Google has done and what it's constantly doing is buying different companies that have a load of data, and they're putting that data into the Google Knowledge Graph. And the Google Knowledge Graph is basically Google's database of information, where they get that information by buying different companies as well as scraping the web. And guess what? Wikipedia is a hub of information, and a lot of it is factual a lot of the time. So guess what? They're going to be scraping Wikipedia. And let's just say your target keyword is blinds Bolton. That's what you're trying to rank for. You would literally just go into Wikipedia and type in window blind. And then you would take the entities that you found using the research paper as your guide and find these entities. And literally you can use Easy SEO extension. And what you can do is click on it and click on the subheadings, and it'll outline a lot of important stuff. So remember, we're going for blinds Bolton here, right? And we typed in windows blinds, and it shows us the different types of blinds like Roman blinds, roller blinds, the different materials like fabric, wood, forks wood. And you're going to pay attention to the bolded terms, to the subheadings, to the links, because a lot of the time that's where semantic keywords and entities are being placed. But here's the thing, this is a very, very, very manual process. So I created a tool which is completely free in order to shortcut it. And in order to get access to this tool, all you've got to do is literally type in Zukais, Z-U-K-A-I-S, and then tools, and then just click on this page here, and you'll have a list of my different tools that you can use for free that we use on our clients. So we've loaded up the Wikipedia Entity Scraper tool, and literally all you're going to do is type in the Wikipedia page URL as well as your target keyword, and it'll output the entities, whether that's name entities, locations, product and vehicles, measurements and quantities, the different HTML tags, the bolded terms, the italic terms, the anchor text, everything you need to know. And all you're going to do is literally copy and paste this into a spreadsheet. And if you're looking to increase your online sales and drive consistent Google traffic, you need to check out this page. So I'd recommend you check out this 2-minute video below. It'll give you a bit more context, and you can check out some of my client results here. And here's the thing, you can keep on watching these videos and try to piece together advice and hope for results, or you can just book a one-on-one consultation with myself. It's an hour long, and I'll demystify everything, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do and what you need to avoid in order to grow your bottom line. And on top of that, I'll drop a whole load of knowledge nukes that's going to blow your mind. So next up, finding semantic keywords. So these are keywords related to your keywords. So let's say your target keyword is organic bird food. So you're basically going to use something like a thesaurus. So I just loaded up an online thesaurus and typed in food, because again, we're going for organic bird food right here. And then it's given us things like bread, which would be relevant. Cooking, cuisine, nah, not really relevant. Drink, yeah, that would be relevant. Fare, I'm not sure if that's relevant. Feed, meal, snack, yes, those would be relevant, and basically would put those down into a spreadsheet. Same with Semantic Sniper. So Semantic Sniper is our own tool that we created. And essentially, if you just go to the Chrome store, download the Easy SEO extension. It's the best SEO extension out there, honestly. And if you type in Semantic Sniper, type in your target keyword, hit start, and it'll give you the most hyper relevant keywords when it comes to semantics. And then after you've done that, you're going to jot it down into a spreadsheet. Now you're going to create a blog post that encompasses all these entities and these semantic keywords. So you could title the blog post something like Ultimate Guide to X product, right? Or Ultimate Guide to X topic, or Best Product for X use case, or Is X product worth it? I personally like to go with the Ultimate Guide format because it can encompass so many things. And essentially, you're going to create that blog post and you're going to load in your semantic keywords and your entities. And once you've done that, you've just lit up the beacon, kind of like from Lord of the Rings, where they set off that beacon and the entire world sees it. And once Google sees it, you're going to rank higher, not just for that blog post, but site-wide. However, there is one key ingredient missing to this, and that is original content. Having new, unique insights, new perspectives. The technical SEO term would be information gain, and Google's got its own patent on information gain because it's so important, and essentially they score it. And I've created a video dedicated to this. I haven't seen any other SEO talk about information gain the way I have. I don't mean to toot my own horn here. And if you watch this video, it's going to completely change your perspective on SEO.